let's talk about housing. You don't currently own a house, do you?
I don't. No, I live at home.
Okay.
Still the home I grew up in with my parents. If the earliest I can get in to start building up asset is the most important. So, the rental model is fantastic. I believe on an interim basis for someone my age, because you need something that's affordable. But if I can be making payments that are a little bit more every single month, but make that on a mortgage and start developing my own set of assets in a condo or an apartment, or a condo specifically, because a bungalow really isn't feasible within the next six years, then I would rather go to build asset rather than rent. I know a couple friends that are older than me, around 26, 27, who have gone that route, and they say it's one of the best things they've done, because now they're on track to making their payments every month, but it's not a rental payment, and they're actually going to get some asset out of it within 15 years.
So you're talking condo. They have done that.
Yeah.
How you think that we can interest young people into not only staying in Burlington, but also new ones coming in?
Right. So I think Burlington sells itself, honestly. I think we've got such a strong community. We've got so many ways to get involved. We've got such a hot downtown that's going to be getting better and better and better with all this small business investment. I could see myself really doing anything where I could still live in the city. I mean, I don't want to leave Burlington at all, and I think recognizing that, I would be open to any suggestions. And I think one thing that you and I were talking about earlier was this the secondary suites, and it's not only something for seniors who are looking at subsidized costs, because someone my age is also looking at subsidized cost, and maybe a sharing model where we both share a home or a bungalow and alleviate the cost for one another is a potential, because and I know the Holland Region's looking at an innovative program where they're going to be pairing people up as so
well, it could be a win-win situation for
100%.
both sides,
100%.
right?
So what we really need is if we could get the aging population of Burlington living in bungalows to pair up with people my age in some kind of but I'm not sure if this is the way the region's taking it, but where you're sharing rent, or I would be paying rent, or
well,
or some
one
sort
party, the idea is to get the parties together, two parties that would actually get along, an older person or whatever, and a younger couple or whatever it happens to be.
Right.
And one of those parties, I'm kind of thinking that the senior will probably maybe want to get the cash out of their home, so then the family can deal with all that stuff, because it's always hard dealing with all that stuff.
And then re-rent it back
it's
to
a
the
gradual
senior,
thing, that way they're kind of getting rid of their assets, and it doesn't make it quite so difficult later on. So if the senior, if it's actually the young person who officially goes on title, it's actually a win for them too, because the market generally doesn't go down.
Right.
And so if you're actually securing the purchase today, but leasing it back to the older person for maybe the next 3 or 5 years, the young person is going to be the one that takes advantage of any increase in the equity, right? And which makes sense, because the young person is going to be the guy out there painting side of the house, maintenance, and all that stuff, right? So they've got a vested interest in it. So you kind of have to make it make sense to both sides. Mainly what I'm finding with the older people is that the ones that are still in pretty good shape, we're just talking quality of life, there's a lot of them that are still in pretty good shape. They're just lonely. And maybe they lose track of time, and maybe they might have a throw rug sitting out that maybe shouldn't be there. And if you're, I think the only way that it could actually work is if you allowed the senior to continue living uninterrupted the way they've always done it on the main floor of the bungalow, and you go downstairs while they're still in the home. And then you each have your own units. Of course, it would have to be approved. You could make that sort of setup, and many of them already are, according to Mayor Rick Golden.